Okay, so good evening. My name is Craig Blanchette, and I'm an optimal health coach, and this is our weekly healthy huddle. We do this every week from 6 to 7, and the first half hour is going to be kind of a topic, health topic, and then at the bottom of the hour, we dive into Dr. A's Habits of Health book. We're on Chapter 10 tonight. Chapter 10 is called Putting It All Together, Healthy Meal Plans for Optimal Health. And Linda Benson, health coach Linda Benson, actually put together the questions for tonight. So that's going to be fun. But we're going to dive right into it. First off, we have some people here that are guests or are on the huddle for the first time. And so what I'd like you to do is unmute yourselves, say your name, and then where you're from and who invited you. So, and Aaron, you've been here before. Why don't we start out with Aaron Mahoney instead of Aaron?
Hey, good evening. Major Aaron Mahoney. I'm in upstate New York in the Air Force, the New York Air National Guard. I work for the Eastern Air Defense Sector, watching everything fly over the United States.
Nice. Welcome, by the way. And who invited you?
Angel did via Linda. Yep. Linda.
Perfect. Yeah. So Linda's got this little healthy family tree that's developing out there. And by the way, so it starts with me. I'm Linda's coach. I know. Pray for me. Thank you. But so I'm Linda's coach, and then Linda coached Angel, and then Angel decided that she wanted to learn and get certified as a health coach, and now you're here. So that's the long-winded story of how you got here. One little tip on your phone is if you take it and flip it to the side, you'll get a little better view, and then you can swipe to the left, and you'll see groups of 4 people. And if you wanted to see, there's a bunch more people here. So let's see, Linda Hildebrand. I haven't seen you in a while, so why don't you introduce yourself, where you're from, and tell us something about you.
Hi, I'm Linda Hildebrand. I've been around for a while now. I think I became a health coach in 2013. Lost 40 pounds on the program and just knew it was something that I wanted to help other people do. I'm a nurse, so, have very little control about what you pretty much have to follow protocols and hospital, whatever you do in the hospital. But this is something you really do have a lot of say about. Like you don't have a lot of control about healthcare in general.
Right, yeah.
But this is something you really can control at its roots. You can control. And awesome. So this program works, and
where are you from?
Oh, where am I from? I'm sorry. Well, I'm from New Orleans, but I currently live in Covington, Louisiana.
Covington, Louisiana. Wow. Thanks, Linda, for joining us again. Now, Linda and I are both vertically challenged. And so I use a wheelchair, and when I saw Linda, she's fairly short, and so we were able to just hug, and it was like really cool. How tall are you actually, Linda?
Like 4'9.5".
4'9.5". So she looks tall on camera, right? We all look the same height, but it was so funny seeing her the first time because I had no idea. Some people don't know I use a wheelchair, but hey, there you go. Who else is new? First timers. Actually, I think the rest of you have been here. So Dawn and Steph. Shane, actually, why don't you introduce yourself, Mr. LaBelle?
Hey guys, I'm Shane LaBelle. I'm here in Portland, Oregon. Craig and I are both health coaches. That's where we met Craig.
Yep.
And yeah, he just texted me. I'm sitting here online. I've been reaching out and connecting with some friends and having conversation, fun, and thought I'd join you guys.
Yep. Yeah. I saw what I did before these meetings every week. I'll go look on Facebook and see who the little green dots next to their name. And I'll just, hey, we're starting a health class here in 5 minutes. Pop in if you can. And I know they're online, and so they pop in. So here we go. So I've got a couple questions. Welcome. Actually, Joe, you haven't been on in a while, so why don't you, who invited you and where do you live?
Me, Joe?
Yeah, you, Joe. What's up, Joe?
I'm from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and Craig invited me on personally, I guess. I don't know, over a year ago, year and a half.
Yep.
I haven't been to a healthy huddle in a while, but saw the email as I was checking emails. I'm like, 6 o'clock, let me pop in for a while here.
Yep.
What's going on?
So some of you heard about the trip I just took to Spokane, and Sunday night, Brianna and Joe, I went to their place, and so they're friends of mine, and so we got to see them over in Spokane recently, so that was kind of fun. Good to see your face again, by the way. All right, guys. And I think did I miss anybody that's new or not been on for a while? Oh, Don. Yeah, go ahead. I'll unmute you. There you go.
Hey, just wanted to say one thing.
Yeah.
Went to my doctor today.
Yeah.
My A1C has dropped from 9.2 to 6.9. And she said, as soon as I hit the 5s, 5.9 or lower, which I expect will be within about the next 30 days, she will declare me diabetes free.
Oh, my goodness.
And I will be off all medication.
Oh, my goodness. What an awesome. Thank you for saying
So I
that.
didn't throw that in there. This is, I'm 3 months into this. I've lost 26 pounds. And 3 months ago, I was on a low dose of insulin because I couldn't get my blood sugar under control.
I don't know if you guys realize that, but how crazy profound and common, oddly enough, that we hear that more often than not.
Yeah.
That people think that diabetes is like this uncurable, you can only manage it, you can't change it. And I've just heard those kinds of stories so many times that for us, they're quite common, yet quite extraordinary at the same time.
A miracle for me.
Yep. Well done, Don. And so Don's decided to pay it forward. He's getting trained as a health coach, and he's obviously got a story that's good and getting better. So I love that. So thank you, Don. Anybody else have a health highlight you want to pop out? Something that happened with you recently? Nope. Okay, guys. So here's the topic tonight. The question is, I had dinner with my mom. Her name is Steph. She's on tonight. I didn't have dinner. I had breakfast. And the question was, I want to show you this little screenshot of, we were sitting at a restaurant and they had this, this was on the screen here. Can you guys see all that? And so it says, fit and focused scrambles, under 500 calories, fit and focused. And so it says, made with egg whites, served with fresh fruit, 1 piece of dry whole wheat toast. And so I was thinking to myself, this is their fit and focused, and so I was thinking, is that actually healthy? And so she came up, and so what I'm curious about that, when you guys see things like that other people are out there, so the question is, healthy can mean so many different things to so many different people. You could say healthy, all I focus is on is low calories. Oh, that's healthy. Well, if you only have a little bit of, pie, right? It was just a little bit, so it was low calories. Is that healthy, right? So I'm curious. I want to have a little discussion with you guys about the idea of what you think healthy is personally. One or two, at the very most, 2 things that you look for in foods. Go ahead. Unmute. Go ahead, Barb, you first.
Yeah. Well, I know now that especially for breakfast, my focus is always on protein.
Mm-hmm.
So I will.
So protein like oatmeal?
No, protein like an egg.
Good.
Yeah.
Like orange juice? Protein like orange juice?
No. No, as a matter of fact, I had one lady who transitioned. She was in maintenance and she was complaining that she was feeling hungry in her, she would have breakfast and it would be, and when I asked her what it was, oh, it's an English muffin and some oatmeal. And I said, so where's the protein? And she said, well, in the oatmeal. And I said, well, why don't you go heavy on the protein and you probably won't be as hungry an hour and a half later. And she did it, and that turned her around.
Yeah.
So now I'm always focused on protein for breakfast.
Right. Yeah. So the idea is if we think of, because a lot of people would think of oatmeal and a glass of orange juice potentially as a healthy breakfast. I mean, it's not a donut, right? Or is it? So what do you guys think of when you're thinking of healthy, or maybe what people would, before this program, what you thought was healthy? Don, go for it.
Sugar. Sugar is not healthy by a long shot.
And so when you say sugar, tell me what you mean when you say sugar.
That glass of orange juice is loaded with it.
Now, nobody took like the white granular stuff. They probably didn't take scoops of that and dump it in there, right? So
that's right.
That people, when they think of sugar, I wonder if they're thinking of like the white stuff. But that's not true. You're saying there's sugar in orange juice.
There's sugar in orange juice. There's sugar in blueberries. One banana has 34 grams of carbs. That turns straight to sugar and goes straight to your love handles. It doesn't go to mine anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I've told you this before. I've told several of you that have listened to me before that I was going to a dietitian telling her that I was eating blueberries and bananas and baby carrots and everything that I thought was healthy. And she did not catch that all of that stuff is loaded with sugar. Baby carrots are loaded with sugar. And I didn't get my A1C down, and I didn't get my blood sugar under control into the 90s and low 100s by eating blueberries and bananas and baby carrots. I got it by stopping eating those things.
Got it. Thanks, Don. Who else wants to jump in and share something about what is healthy? Or what did you think was healthy? While you guys are thinking about that, I want to show you this next screen. So I said, she came up to me, and so I said, so Steph and I were just talking about, I actually ordered the Acapulco scramble. That's what I actually ordered. And then I asked her, what kind of fruit does it come with? And she said, strawberries. And so would strawberries be a healthy choice? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Thumbs up or thumbs down on strawberries? Thumbs up. Bob says thumbs up. Debbie's?
Thumbs up.
Yep. Some of you are done. So if you look on page, I don't know if you have your books out, but page 100 in your Habits of Health, and find strawberries, and who can type it in the chat window quickest? What strawberries are, and are they in the green or are they in the red?
I don't have my book.
Okay, that's okay.
It's downstairs.
Green.
It's green. Yep. Well, what is the glycemic index of strawberries?
35.
35, right. So Dr. A says anything below 50 is better for us than above 50. And if it's below 30, it's quite good. So strawberries, so let me go back to my little example here. So when she said strawberries, I was saying, bring it on. And she said, the next thing she said was honeydew. Okay, so what did I think about honeydew?
Down.
Or cantaloupe, right? Yeah, so where's honeydew at on the list? Or cantaloupe, it's about the same.
67.
67, yeah, so that's in the red. So I immediately was like, well, we have one up and one down. And then the third one she said was grapes. And somebody knew. Who says grape? What's grapes?
53.
53. So out of this, now the lettuce for garnish, that would have been green light. I could have the strawberries and the lettuce. So I said, no, thank you. Right? And then what was the third thing that they offered here? And then she ordered, or there was one piece of whole wheat dry toast. And so here's what I did order. So I had, and this is just real practical stuff for you guys. This was the avocado scramble. So let's see what that shows up as. It was diced chicken, green light, green chilies, green light, tomato, green light, avocado, and jack cheese. Now, the only thing that's a little sketchy potentially would be the jack cheese. I'm in maintenance, so that's not a problem for me. It was just a little sprinkle on top. So for me, that's what I chose out of all those. And this is what it looked like. And so now I had, instead of the fruit, I ordered cottage cheese. Right? And then I have some avocado on there. There's chicken and just some nice things on there. That was salsa in the little cup there. And then guess who would like to take a guess at what kind of toast I ordered?
Right.
Sourdough. Yes. Joe knows me well. And so the reason why I ordered sourdough is if you turn to page 107 and you look at that list, and sourdough is a what on the glycemic index?
48.
48. So it's below 50. So you can see now that when you go and order food at a restaurant, if you know a little bit, if you do a little bit of covert operations, that was for you, Aaron, you can actually go in there with some intel and you can actually order so in a way that actually serves you and gets you the outcome that you wanted. And by the way, I think, Steph, what did you have? Did you have the same thing or something different? Oh, you're muted. Let's see here. I think you ordered the
I had the chicken apple sausage.
So it's jack cheese, spinach, sauteed mushrooms, and avocados with egg whites. So there you go. So that was a little bit. So let's have a little bit. Did somebody? I want to kind of really unpack this and like, what did you learn from this? Was there anything new that popped out to you? And so go ahead. Who wants to go first?
I'll go, Craig.
Yeah. Hi, Linda.
Hi. I learned from this that maybe breakfast is for all during the day. I mean, I never thought of having breakfast at night. I mean, going out, I'm always thinking, okay, Mexican, how can I have in a Mexican restaurant? But yeah, that's a great option. If you can find a restaurant that serves breakfast in the evening, that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, a lot of places, Sherry's will serve you breakfast in the evening. There's a lot of places. One of my go-tos is an egg white omelet. That's like solid. Anytime, because I know you guys are going to go out to breakfast between now and the day you die. I just know it. I don't know. Kim is with me on this one, right? And so when you go out, if you have this knowledge where you can go out and boldly say, you betcha, I can go out and I can order off of any menu. And I can have some educated decisions so that not only does it taste good and I'm satisfied, but my body actually feels I took care of it in a good way because I know what I'm doing. I know when I put that food in my mouth, I know what it does inside my body, and it's what I want to happen. Now, here's another thing. So if we were go out, so we're talking about this idea of healthy. Well, did anybody else have something they wanted to share? Thank you, Linda. That was perfect.
Well, I'm going to throw something else in here because you have breakfast at 5 o'clock or your dinner time. Who's ever heard of even thinking about a glass of wine or a beer with an omelet?
Oh, so that would
be a good deterrent. I mean, your iced tea,
because it doesn't go together in your mind, right? Much different than like a steak and salad.
Right.
Interesting. That's a good tip. So yeah, if you want to curb that temptation to have wine with dinner, try having breakfast, and that might help just switch it up in your brain a little bit. That's great.
That looked like a lot of avocado on there, though.
Yeah.
That looked like about a half an avocado. That's pretty calorie dense. I mean, it's healthy fat, but
yeah,
I mean,
that's
gotta
good.
watch that one if you're not in maintenance, especially, huh?
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one, and that is true. Avocados, a good fat is still fat, and fat still has lots of energy, lots of calories, and so you would want to be careful or cautious. It's not a no, but it's not a yes, go for it, right? So you want to have that, be careful. So as a garnish is a little bit, I don't know how much that was on there. It might have been a quarter or a half, but
it looked like a half an avocado.
Yeah.
It looked like a pretty healthy portion from a chef's standpoint.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Cost factor and how much they cost, and it's about a half. It looks like a half. So,
yeah.
That's
Yep. Joe's a master chef. So that was a $9.99 meal, and there's what you get, or what I got.
That's decent value. That's a decent value with that much avocado.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I scored on the avocado. Thanks, Joe. So here's the thing. So if you're thinking, so here's the next question I have. If you're thinking, if I was going to eat food that said it was healthy, but it caused my blood sugar to raise rapidly, what's the downsides to that? Why is that a problem? Anybody want to answer?
Because you're going to crash.
You're going to crash, right? So your blood sugar will go up, and then it's going to crash and go down. Well, so tell me a little bit more about what do you mean by crash?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Like I said, crash.
Yeah.
Because it's going to bring your whole metabolism down to the point where you're wanting to go eat foods that you shouldn't be wanting to eat. Mm-hmm. Because it's not maintaining your metabolism at a level that you should be keeping it maintained at all day long.
Yeah. And so instead of the word metabolism, I would use blood sugar for sure.
Or I call them BSSs, blood sugar stabilizers.
Blood sugar stabilizers, yeah. And so metabolism, just to give you guys an idea, metabolism is the amount of calories that you burn in a day, right? If you have a fast compared to what your body needs. So a faster metabolism means you're burning more calories. When you say your metabolism slows down, it means the amount of calories your body consumes in a day slows down. So as you have less muscle mass, your metabolism slows down. As you get rid of fat, it will slow down some as well. And so those are different things. So you can always speed up your metabolism at any age by doing strength training. Even older people with older muscles, you can still change your metabolism. So don't listen. Go ahead, Linda.
I was going to say you also triggering insulin, which is a stress hormone, and also promotes atherosclerosis and the deposition of fat around your belly.
Yep. Yes. So that was the point that I was getting to. So our bodies have a finite amount of carbohydrates that they can store in our bodies. It's called glycogen. And so when our tank is full and we go have something that raises our blood sugar, like pineapple or a high glycemic food, our body can't store those as glycogen, so it converts them to something else that it can store limitless amounts of, and that is body fat. And the worst place, does anybody know the worst place to store body fat? Anybody that hasn't answered yet?
Around the waist.
Around the waist. Who said that?
I did.
Bobette, yep. Yeah, around the waist. So besides Bobette, you're getting all of them right. Does anybody else have an answer why storing it around the waist would be the most dangerous place to store it? Nothing personal, Bobette, by the way. You're getting them all right.
You're compacting your organs.
Yep, compacting your organs. Somebody else said something?
Makes your heart work harder.
Yeah, heart work harder. Yep. And what it does is that the part that's around your your midsection, that's where all your vital organs are. And so when you have that body fat around, it releases different types of hormones and stuff. And it actually can erode or almost rot your internal organs. So it's problems for heart attacks, lots of problems. So if you have a fat butt, it's way safer than a fat belly, believe it or not. But so the key to it is if somebody says that something is healthy and it's going to raise, I know I said that, Bobette, but if somebody says this is healthy and you know it's going to raise your blood sugar, think twice. Maybe it's not, maybe they don't know what healthy is, or maybe they're just not that educated. So that's what this Habits of Health book is trying to teach us, is what healthy actually is. And healthy is the result that you get. No matter how healthy it is, if you're gaining weight and putting on body fat, you're not getting what you want, right? So I would say that if somebody says something is healthy and yet it spikes my blood sugar, causes my insulin levels to increase, and stores those calories as body fat, my conclusion is that's not healthy.
Right.
That's the bigger picture there. So,
yeah.
So that's the downside of high glycemic foods. So here's another thing right at the bottom of the hour is, and then we're going to jump into our lesson, chapter 10. Some people, I've heard them say they've lost weight using the 5-in-1. That's a strategy, that one of the strategies. We have about 7 strategies. That's the primary weight loss strategy that most people qualify for. Not everybody. But we use the 5-in-1, or they use the 4-in-2, whatever program they use to lose their weight, and they say that they lose their weight in such a profound way that they say, I'm never gaining my weight back.
No.
And I'll tell you what, if you stop practicing healthy habits, you will have no choice but to gain your weight back. There's no magic here.
Right.
So it's about not knowing what's in this book. It's about practicing it. Because a habit that's known and yet not practiced is not realized. You just don't get the benefits of it. So I hear some of these coaches, because they've lost weight, or some clients, they've lost weight so profoundly and kind of so powerfully that they're like, I'm never gaining my weight back. And many of them actually do. So this is really about what you do, not what you know.
It's changing your lifestyle.
You have to. Without the lifestyle change, I mean, you can temporarily change your lifestyle and lose the weight. And then you can go back to the old lifestyle and gain the weight again.
Yeah.
And if it didn't happen that way, you broke your body. Like, imagine you're eating like you used to eat, but you don't go back to the way you used to look. Something's wrong, actually. And so health coach Linda this morning, we were talking this afternoon, and she was talking to somebody that works that has had gastric bypass, and she used the term a bariatric survivor. And I thought about that because I have a friend of mine that their cubicle mate had a bariatric surgery, and in 4 weeks they didn't come to work. They died. And so bariatric surgery is a life-threatening, potentially life-saving surgery that you can have. And so I thought the word bariatric survivor was a very interesting play on words. And when people have the surgery, I know they're very desperate. The reality is that there's no difference in their life. They need to learn the habits of health just like the rest of us, right? So that term bariatric survivor just really jumped out to me. My heart really goes out to those people at how desperate they are to have that surgery, and then how they have to be so careful to try to get the right nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So, Bobette, did you have something?
Well, I had bariatric surgery 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I consider myself a bariatric survivor because I spent 3 months in the hospital, 6 weeks in induced coma because of complications with the surgery, and I went septic. I went into total kidney failure, and I was coming down with pneumonia. So that's why I call myself a bariatric survivor.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm even actually having therapy for PTSD because of it.
Wow.
Because, but, you know, Linda and I were just talking today. Okay. Being a bariatric patient, it was my way to lose the weight. However, I have instituted the same lifestyle issues that are in Dr. Atkins' book.
Dr. Anderson's, exactly.
Dr. Anderson's book. Yeah, not Atkins, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But you have to as a bariatric patient.
Yep.
And a lot of people who have bariatric surgery are desperate.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was so thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad you're still with us. And I'm actually really glad to see you here because one thing that's common about everybody on this call, not one of us is as healthy as we wish we were. And we've decided to keep working on it. So we're all even. Nobody has this all together. Trust me, I've been here longer than the rest of you, and I'm still working on my stuff, right? Yeah. And that's just what we do. So that mindset is, I'm in this till I die, and I'm going to try to stay as healthy as I can until that time. And so I'm so thrilled that you guys all tuned in here.
So we're gonna be here another 50 years, right?
I'm hoping. Yep.
You got that.
That's right. So excellent conversation tonight, guys. So I really want you to just kind of really think about when people say this is really healthy, to not always just think that because someone said it's healthy or because the label on the outside of the wrapper says it's healthy, you now have some education as to what healthy is. You know, gluten-free, it's healthy. Not so fast. Most of the gluten-free stuff is high glycemic. You have to be careful. Not all gluten-free stuff is actually good for you. So you guys are being educated with some super mojo health skills. And so I want you guys just to continue to think about what healthy is as you move on and make decisions in life, because we're playing for keeps. So what I'm going to do here, Juan Carlos, let's see here. He has a question. Go ahead, Juan. Daisy.
Hey, Craig. How's it going?
It's going good. Good to see you again. Or hear you.
Yeah. Hey, on that same note, while we're on the topic, being in the arena of fitness and nutrition, one thing I learned from a very well-known professor down at Oregon State in the food science department, you know, the way he always taught it to me was, you know, the food industry needs to sell you food, fat-free, gluten-free, vegan, whatever it is, they need to sell it. So we have to be knowledgeable on the nutrition aspect, you know, beyond the food or the nutritional label concept. So, you know how everybody talks about, you know, sodas and whatnot, or organic, you know, so he always taught us, you know, we need to sell this food off the shelf. So we need to educate the consumer that the manufacturers, somehow they need to make money, but we need to be smarter about how we spend the money.
Yep, that's well said.
I just wanted to share that with you guys while you were on the topic of carbs and fat-free and all that other stuff. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing that with us. I love the diversity we have here on this call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording.